2 years, 50 episodes. Thank you so much for being one of our longtime listeners. If you want to take a more active role in supporting the show, you can always, of course, write in. We love to get fan mail from you. We love to answer your questions. Or you can head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/shadesansketch. You can support the show for as little as $1, and we're giving you all kinds of goodies, exclusive content, exclusive episodes, episode art. It's all there for you. On to this week's episode.
Oh, ahoy! I'm Sketch.
And I'm Shades.
And ooh, that's good. And this is Geeking Out with Shades and Sketch.
Yarr.
Arr. Pew,
Or are you
pew,
a
pew,
R
pew.
or a yarr kind of guy?
Arr.
I'm a yarr.
I'm an arr.
Okay. Pew, pew, pew,
They're gonna
pew,
get
pew, pew,
the wrong
pew,
idea
pew,
on
pew,
what
pew,
we're
pew,
covering today.
Yes, they
But
are.
this. Guys,
That's a great lead-in.
LTLs, welcome back to our little podcast, our little show. Welcome back to the GOCO. I didn't say that during
Geeking Out
Gremlins.
Command
Our
Outpost.
Geeking
You
Out
didn't.
Command Outpost. Every time you join us in a different part of the Geeking Out multiverse.
We were a little rusty with Gremlins. It's
Well,
okay.
it was the holidays.
It was.
And still like the holiday season, you know.
Indeed.
As a matter of fact, long-term
Yarr,
listeners.
we be throwing back a bit of the eggnog.
The grog.
The grog.
Ugh, what a gross,
Ugh,
what a
grog.
gross beverage name.
Ugh.
As a matter of fact,
It's right up there with the stew that they served.
in the
The eyeball.
it somehow
Ugh.
looked good to me though. In the spirit of giving on this holiday time, guys, this episode was requested by
Yes, this is
a patron.
Patreon. This is a request from a Patreon supporter.
Yep.
That was going to be an exclusive
It was
Patreon
going
episode.
to be an exclusive patron, but then we decided, you know what?
In the spirit of giving.
Let's just toss one out there to
Yeah.
our LTLs.
Yeah.
And so this is going to release as a public geeking out for all.
Yeah.
For all your little what's the Timmy's name in A Christmas Carol?
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim. All you Tiny Tims out there, and your what's the girl in A Wonderful Life?
Susie.
And your
No,
Susie's out there.
sorry, Zuzu.
Zuzu.
Zuzu pedal?
And all you Zuzus out there.
Yeah.
I'm just coming up with children's names
Zuzu.
around the holiday season.
Yeah.
And your Cindy Lou Who's.
Cindy Lou Who's.
I know that one.
Yeah, there you go.
I got that one. So this time
Your Oliver Twists.
for our
Forgot to mute that again.
okay.
Not the whole time.
So
Engineering faux pas.
so for in the spirit of giving, where Shades have we planted the GOCO for the end of our 2019 year?
Sketch, I'm glad you asked. GOCO is strategically located inside the vault of
Yes.
Captain Flint's treasure planet.
Treasure plant right in the middle. It's just full of gold,
And flames
doubloons,
and ships.
gems. And we're just Scrooge McDucking it
Yeah.
all over this place.
I have been working on my money pit dive and backstroke.
When you were a child, how much did you want to swim in money?
Dear God. I mean,
So much.
maybe the most rewarding thing of the reboot was
Mhm.
very early.
Mhm.
There's a scene where one of the nephews
Yeah.
is about to swan dive into Scrooge's money pit,
Uh-huh.
and he grabs him by the neck. He's like, what are you doing? You have to build up this skill. You can't just dive into a pit of money. You'll break your neck.
It's true.
Right. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Perfect.
So, guys, that must mean that we're talking about
Not DuckTales.
not DuckTales, Disney's
Treasure Planets.
a Patreon request
Sketch, do we have
and a Patreon exclusive / released for the public.
Yeah. Didn't we say we were never going to do that?
Yeah, but it's the holidays.
Yeah, rules are meant to be broken.
It's the holidays.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Do we have a theme song?
We do have a theme song this week, just not a very memorable one.
No.
So instead, we'll just go,
Treasure, that is what you are.
perfect. It works.
There is a rather successful and memorable song from this movie released by the Goo Goo Dolls, John Resnick. but not very memorable.
Neither of us could recall it.
Neither one, yes, could recall the song
I
that
watched
is
this,
featured.
I watched this last night.
In
Yep.
Thank you for making this happen, Sketch.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. Apologies and thank you for making this happen.
My pleasure. Just for our Patreons / all of our LTLs.
It is November 30th. It is a busy time of year. At the time of recording, it is a busy time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for making this happen, Sketch.
It is hopping.
Doodle hasn't seen you in feels like months, but priorities.
Priorities. I gotta watch cartoons
You've got
and talk about them on the internet.
Lifetime to spend with him.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait till he's old enough to start watching this stuff.
Start listening to this.
Because right now it's like,
put
him to bed, and then it's like, oh, okay,
turn on a cartoon.
Actually, fun fact for all of our longtime listeners and you, Shades. This was the first movie that he actually sat down and started to watch with us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He made it through about an hour, and then it was bedtime. I mean, he was into it, but
he'll finish it sometime.
We were just out of time. I told him I'd tell him how it ended.
Okay. It's fair.
It sucks he missed the last half hour, though, because that last half hour is awesome.
It's really where it diverges from the book.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Have you ever read Treasure Planet? Treasure
Island, no. I haven't read it, but I know the
Muppet
story.
Treasure Island?
I know Muppet Treasure Island.
That's really where it diverges in the last.
Yeah.
Space Academy.
Well, maybe we can get into that.
It doesn't diverge.
Oh, it doesn't diverge at all?
It's just Treasure Island.
Damn, I was hoping that there was like a big difference there.
No, it's just Treasure Island.
Oh, well. So, Shades, what is your history with this movie, Treasure Planet? By our benevolent overlords, Disney.
This is my note for this movie is this is a movie tailor-made specifically for me, if there ever was one.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates, space, future steampunk.
Yep.
Sign me up.
And Goo Goo Dolls.
Yep. I've surprisingly I've seen the Goo Goo Dolls 3 or 4 times in my life.
I'm honestly not surprised.
Yeah, they're I guess they're one of those bands that fit into the late 90s, early 2000s pop rock that I love.
Yeah.
But like my favorite of those, the Wallflowers, I've never seen, but I've seen the Goo Goo Dolls like 4 times.
Interesting. Maybe it's just like accessibility.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. The Goo Goo Dolls have never really gone away or stopped touring.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
anyway,
they were on tour last summer. I think they were.
The Wallflowers toured last summer as well. Couldn't make it happen.
Yeah.
This came out in 2002.
That was going to be my first question.
2002. I was aware of it at the time. My girlfriend at the time was like obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean and like sailing and ships and pirates and animated Disney movies.
And she went off to become a pirate.
Yes.
Correct? Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, yes. She went off to become a pirate.
Okay.
Is an marine biologist working on mapping the ocean floor.
Wow, I just took a shot in the dark there.
You hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went on to watch more cartoons. So this really
followed
our passion.
This was a perfect little a little overlap in your two's life. This movie.
Totally.
And you both went off in your own directions.
Yep.
But this was an overlap. This little pinpoint.
Turns out.
Yep.
So,
and who's the more successful? This is not the podcast to judge that.
No, I leave that up to the longtime listeners.
Longtime listeners know.
Absolutely.
They're listening to this and not whale talk or whatever.
They're not mapping the ocean floor.
Listen to
marine biology. Perfect. I believe that is what whales sound like.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a whale in the studio.
You just
They'd believe it too, right? Because it was dead on perfect.
Right next to the band.
Yeah.
Still, their outfits for the
holidays.
For the holidays.
Yeah. I haven't. They're a little toasted at me. I haven't let them go home for the holidays.
Yeah. Hey,
that's 3 years running. What am I going to break tradition? No. These are the holidays. Holidays are all about tradition.
They are. So yeah, I was immediately aware of it. Saw it. Enjoyed it. Still enjoy it.
In theaters, you saw it.
In theaters, saw it. Yeah.
Great.
It kind of had everything like.
Oh,
space, pirates,
checked all your boxes except
future,
for fire
steampunk,
no fire
Goo Goo Dolls, no fire pole.
No.
Exactly, no fire pole.
Yeah.
Sketch.
That's really where this movie falls down.
It is
no fire pole.
And I feel like it was primed and ready for a fire pole. They could have worked it in.
Absolutely,
it would have made the difference.
You say that for every movie.
It's
every
true.
movie.
You can always find a way to work in a fire pole.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Sketch, what's your history with Treasure Planet?
So if this came out in 2002, see, now that's interesting because that's when I was working at the theater and I was seeing most movies.
You have no recollection of this movie.
I don't remember seeing this in theaters. However, I did see it. I have no idea when.
It's interesting because
Maybe I did see it in the movies.
in thinking about this movie, I will often remember things that are from other movies,
Yeah.
possibly Titan AE, possibly
well, it blends
Atlantis.
together with a couple of other animated movies at the time.
There were a number of like futuristic, steampunk,
Yeah.
Jules Vernesian animated features that were coming out from many different studios.
And whenever I did see it, whenever it was, and I do think it was after the fact, I do remember thinking, wow, this is really
movie.
good. Why did this kind of fall off the radar? Because
I have some theories.
we'll get there, but it did fall off the radar, and it does not deserve to be obscure. So I'm glad it was recommended for us to do. Recommended is a soft word for demand.
Demand.
Yeah, it was really demanded of us to do. But that's okay.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it since until I watched it last night, but I was like excited to rewatch it because I remember really enjoying it. And spoiler alert, I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
I had a good time.
Yep.
My big thing was every time a new character showed up and spoke, I'm like, what? Holy shit! Like they're in this movie too.
Yeah. Lot of what a voice cast.
Yeah.
Which I didn't recognize whenever I originally watched it.
What a voice! It is shocking. This movie did so poorly.
Yes, it is.
It is shocking.
I have some ideas.
I also have
I
some
think
ideas.
you have some ideas too. Oh, you know what? We'll unpack
We'll unwrap it.
Yeah.
We'll regift it.
We'll re-gift it. This movie deserves to be re-gifted.
It does deserve to be re-gifted.
So not much history for either of us on this one.
Shall we dive into the actual history?
Ooh, is that a pun?
It is.
Is that a space ocean pun?
Shiver me timber.
Yes. Shiver your timber.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, it doesn't work as well
Yeah,
telling someone to do it.
Shiver your timber. No.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Originally pitched as Treasure Island in Space in 1985, alongside with The Little Mermaid by Ron Clement and John Musker, it was rejected by 3 different heads of Disney in 1985, 89, and 93, respectively.
Wow.
Respectively.
Yeah, we got it.
Got it, man.
I felt them all typing and writing in, but
finally, it was greenlit along with Hercules, but only after Hercules was completed. Treasure Planet was the first animated feature to utilize full immersive 3D sets to allow a virtual camera to be moved in infinite space. Approximately 400 2D and computer artists worked on this film. It spent 4.5 years in production, and it attempted to operate on a 70-30 law. 70% traditional, pirate, hand animation, classic kind of modeling, and 30% sci-fi computer animation, which I think it did an actually very good job of sticking to.
That math seems to check out.
And also like 70% pirate,
Yeah.
30% future space. I think it stuck to it well.
I think that was a wise ratio, too.
I agree. It also opted to use hand-drawn characters to maintain a storybook-like feel to the project. The 70-30 rule was also applied to the music.
Interesting. Okay, now that you
Which,
say
now
that,
I think about it, there was a lot of like jaunty pirate things with then like the John Resnick pop music interspersed into it, and like more traditional instruments, synthesizers. Production took 4 years, and it finally premiered on November 17th, 2002. We're right around the anniversary of this.
Yeah, we really are.
Getting close to the 20 year. Or 18.
Yeah.
18 years.
Maybe we should have held off.
We should have. Oh, well.
Oh, wow.
It is the first studio feature to be released simultaneously in traditional theaters and IMAX.
Oh, wow.
This movie opened against Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Ooh, that's tough.
So it all opened against a big kids movie.
Yeah, that's tough.
Die Another Day, which was the last Pierce Brosnan Bond movie.
Okay.
A big adult
Yep.
holiday movie.
Yep.
And Disney's own Santa Claus 2.
Oh boy, this was up against the odds right off the get-go.
It did not fare well in its initial box office debut,
Yeah.
grossing just $12 million in its opening weekend to come in 4th behind all of those movies.
What did it take to make
Okay, well, what do you think, Sketch?
Planet of Gold Doubloons?
We're back to doubloons.
We're back to doubloons. Wait,
did you cash in all your doubloons?
Wait a minute. Wasn't Aquaman the beginning of 2019?
Yeah.
And now Treasure Planet is the end of 2019.
In the end of 2019. It might have actually been, we might have recorded in 2019, but it came out in 2018.
Well, no, I remember it came out. I'm thinking of our episode.
I think you're right. I think we did release in 2019.
2019, the year of the doubloons.
The year of the doubloons. But you sold all of your doubloons, right? You got out of the balloon market.
Hoping to make them back on this gamble here.
Cross your fingers.
I said a planet's worth.
A planet's
Am
worth
I
of
correct?
Sure. I mean, for an animated movie, yeah, it's a planet worth of doubloons.
Okay,
give me a number. What do you think? Just guess. Planet worth of doubloons.
113.
I am giving it to you, Sketch. 113 million. $140 million on an animated movie.
I was in the ballpark.
That is Coco Bananas Crazy Go Nuts for an animated movie.
Sure.
Of this caliber.
You also have a lot of A-list voice acting.
Yes, you do. I really feel like the money went to the production. When you think about how the camera moves, like the swirling
and
camera
a lot of
effects,
the technology is
and the technology that went
in infancy. There we go. So yeah. I'm not saying computer generated is cheap, but it was more expensive then.
Computer generated probably would have been cheaper because they built 3D sets in computers and then placed their 2D drawings into that world and then created a virtual camera with which to film it through.
Yeah, very. Listen, I appreciate pushing the media.
Yeah, and I will say it's a style of filmmaking that we have walked away from.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Because this is beautiful.
It is. I mean, I'll say that right now. It's my first rave.
Yeah.
It is just beautifully drawn. It looks like an old children's storybook come to life.
It does.
Beautiful. $140 million to make. Sketch. How much money do you think it made in the totality of its run?
In the totality of its run,
I'm sorry, its initial run, not subsequent.
Its initial run, it made $85 million.
Good guess. $109 million.
That was close.
It's
actually closer on that guess than I was on the first guess.
You're very close on that.
Yeah.
It just $109 million.
Yeah. That's not good.
Commercial failure. They had already pitched and approved a sequel and a series.
Oh, bummer.
You can look for Treasure Planet 2 and find concept art for characters and a whole premise. It would have followed Jim, thank you. It would have followed Jim and his exploits in the Space Academy, and a whole cast of characters that he would come to find, and similar like a Harry Potter vein, where like there's something wrong at Hogwarts, there's something wrong at Space Academy, and Long John Silver shows up to help him root out the nefarious plot at Intergalactic Space Academy.
I would have loved that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it would have been a great, and the series was supposed to lead into the movie. Great marketing.
Yeah.
Because Disney used to make one season after school television to go along with their movie properties.
Every major animated movie had a series that went along with it during the 90s. Your Hercules and your Lion King.
Aladdin
one.
Lion King. Yep. The hyenas,
Mermaid.
right? The hyenas?
No, Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa, right. Yeah. Little Mermaid had one. Yep.
Oh, I would have watched
that
the
right
shit out of this one.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a bummer. This world is so cool.
It is.
It's like my favorite Disney world.
The space rocket sailboarding.
Yeah.
Oh, just bit like the
You modeled your life on that.
I really did.
You modeled your life on that.
I really did.
That's the thing you do.
I know, right?
It is. It is.
Lots of skateboarding and snowboarding and attaching rockets to them.
Free falling.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the all-important internet scores?
I do. The all-important internet scores. IMDb gives Treasure Planet a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes. Critic score 69%. Fan score 71%. 96% of Google reviewers love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it an 87.
Okay.
Solid 87.
Solid
B+.
87. A little low for modeling your life on it, but
I know. But, hey.
It does fall down in some places.
Yeah,
I gave it a 91.
Wow, sketch.
I was gonna give it in the 80s, but then
it's so beautiful.
That last scene, like the and we're gonna talk about
last scene,
not the last scene,
like
but
in
the
Benbow
final
end?
act. No.
Oh, the final. On the Treasure Planet.
Yeah, it pushed it to me. I didn't have a single note during that time because I was just
watching it.
Yeah.
I have one note for the whole third act.
Yeah.
Ben.
No, I love Ben.
Oh.
You don't like Ben?
I don't like.
I liked Ben. We'll talk about Ben.
Ben. Oh, too over the top. Martin Short.
You're not a Martin Short fan.
Not this era Martin Short.
Okay.
This is also like the Jiminy Glick era Martin Short.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I liked Ben. We'll get there.
I wanted to like him.
I didn't like him enough to make him a rave.
He's a rant for me.
He's a slight rave, but I'll do my best.
He's a slight rant.
I'll do my best to defend him.
And I really feel like with a few tweaks that could have been a really cool character and elevated things instead of. We'll talk about him. We'll unpack him. We'll unpack him.
We're getting there. You know how we do this.
You want to start with raves
sure.
or rants?
Let's talk about raves.
Raves.
Let's start with raves.
Can I go first?
Planet. Disney's
Treasure Planet. You want to go first or can I go first?
Hey, you go first.
Great. The look and rules of this world.
Damn it, I should have gone first. That's my first.
Sorry. I love it's pirate future steampunk is how I would describe it.
That's
and
exactly what it is.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You eat it all day on a spoon.
Absolutely. Dive right in.
Yeah.
Like give me a carton of it.
Yeah.
And I will sit on the couch in my pajamas and eat it all in one sitting.
It's awesome. They marry so well.
They really do. Mm-hmm. They really do. And it's
but then it was also married well in this too.
Yes, they did a great job.
Naturally fit, but you could still fuck it up.
Yeah, and the style that they chose to go with, like if they had gone like crazy futuristic, it wouldn't have worked. I feel like, but they went with like the steampunk, like Jules Verne, like trinket aspect of the technology.
Yep. If they went to sci-fi, it would have taken a lot of the majesty of exploration out of it.
Yes,
there's still a lot of the unknown.
And I know people who are super annoyed with the fact that their portrayal of space, because they can essentially breathe in. There's no gravity, but there appears to be an atmosphere in space. Yeah. But it's not space. It's the ether. Okay. They never call it space. It's more like some kind of membrane that like links everything together. I thought that was great. Like the nautical aspect of traveling out of water.
Yeah.
Like it makes perfect sense that you would take with the rules of this universe, you would take your seagoing technology and simply strap rockets to it to traverse this ether that connects everything.
I loved it.
I thought it was great. I thought it was so smart.
And the sails go from harnessing wind to harnessing
solar to power the rockets. It's
and everything else just flows right over. Everything else
tailor-made. And I never flows. I'm usually the guy that's like, how are they breathing in space?
All of our longtime listeners know that.
I don't care. I think they set up the universe well enough. I think they don't spend any time addressing it. They just do.
Just
and
an established
need gravity
rule of
generators
of this universe.
There's just happens to be a breathable atmosphere in space on board.
Oh, that didn't bother me at all. I mean, it's a Disney movie. Every Disney movie has something. Okay, Hercules, gods. Okay, there's gods. Little Mermaid, mermaids. Okay, there's mermaids.
Talking flounders.
Everything has something. In this one, it's that you can breathe in space.
Crabs with Jamaican accents.
Sure. Absolutely. Lion King, talking animals.
Talking animals.
Okay. It's the given. It's the established break from reality. And now you just go with it in this world. I have no problem with that.
And because they kept established rules of our world, that was like the one thing where they
that was the high
that was the
fantasy
one
aspect.
stretch. Cyborgs, sure. We have cyborgs walking all around the place now. Bionic arms, bionic legs, computer controlled nervous system. Cyborgs are everywhere. Sure, that's not a stretch.
And I was totally fine with cyborgs too because it fit for pirates.
It fit for pirates. It was a great way, it was a great adaptation of a peg leg or a hook. On board.
No, it was all 100%. It was just like, okay, let's just take out, it's very, like you said, very steampunky. Let's just take out all the middle stuff. Let's just take out everything that's happened between Pirate Day and space travel. Let's just forget that ever happened. And let's just go directly from pirate to space travel. And it all just naturally progressed.
Yeah.
If you could skip all that middle stuff.
Yep.
I loved it. I love the world, and I will go ahead and say, out of all the Disney animated movies, this is my favorite Disney animated world.
Strong agree.
I love it, and I
Strong
can't
agree.
think of an example.
It's disappointing that it's not as well regarded.
Yeah,
because Disney would like to forget that
we
it
have
exists.
some rants, sure.
Yeah,
but we still gave this high scores because
not many.
Because it really is a gem.
I would agree.
Yeah.
What's your first?
Well, I'm going to piggyback on you with that one because I'll just bring up Ben at this point. Regardless of Martin Short, the design of Ben is a perfect robot
Ben
for this
looks
era.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think that's like my big complaint, that Martin Short's voice doesn't look like it should be coming out of that robot.
Sure, it doesn't. I mean, he meshes. I mean, it's definitely a decision of like, oh, we need a genie.
That's what I was gonna say. It felt like Martin Short was trying to do Robin Williams doing Genie, when he should have just been Martin Short.
Sure. No, I'll get behind that. I mean, I was fine with Martin Short because of the fact that Ben is unhinged. Like, he is crazy. He is missing something, and I'm like, yeah, Martin Short can pull that off.
Yeah.
So I was fine with that. I almost wish we got just a little bit more time of him
with his memory
with his memory in, because you did see glimpses of that when he had his memory in. He's very competent.
Yes.
And he was very
strong agree.
Yeah, and he was good. But yeah, he went crazy. He went
off
the rails.
Full method.
But his look was that's a pirate robot.
That's a pirate
Someone would
robot.
ask, what would a pirate robot look like? Ben from Treasure Planet. That's a pirate robot.
Yep. And it was great too because his purpose was to navigate. He was the he controlled Treasure Planet, and the look of him was he's kind of cog-like, but he's a compass.
Yes.
He's a giant fucking compass.
Yes, he is.
It's brilliant.
It is.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And his eyes are very much
compass. They look
well, telescopes.
Telescopes. Yeah.
And I mean, he's the navigator. Yep. He is the perfect embodiment of.
I said compass. I meant to say telescopes.
We need to invent. Now I'm a space pirate from the future. We need to invent a being.
Accent. If we're gonna do it, do it.
We need to invent a being.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
To pilot our ships, navigate the stars. This is exactly what you make.
It's exactly.
It has all the bells and whistles that you need, and nothing extra, because you're kind of like scrapping this together.
Yeah, absolutely. I did like that he could like fold up into a kind of like an R2 thing.
Yeah,
it looked
to
like
kind
he
of
was
get around
meant
on the
to,
ship.
Stand like his feet curled up like a platform that you could kind of like stand on him.
And I was watching him very carefully. They were very truthful in their animation, in that he really did only bend at the joints.
Yeah, he did.
They did not break the physics of like his straight legs and arms and everything. They were very truthful to that.
Bent at the joints. It was very well articulated. Yeah, my complaint with Ben is not. He looks so cool, and I want to like him.
You just don't like
him. Because I'm a sucker for a good like robot character.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But just, I don't know. That
was a little zany.
He was a little too zany. Too zany.
Sure. And dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe he was missing his brain. I mean,
he was missing his memory, not his brain.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I feel like some stuff came with it though, because it looked sloppy.
Well, he did just rip it out.
Yeah, just ripped it out of
there. We've talked about this. It looks beautiful. It really is a storybook come to life. And it really makes me miss this era of Disney animation. I much prefer this style of animation to a Pixar, Incredibles, Toy Story. I know, like, yeah, it looks so real. I'm watching an animated movie. It doesn't need to look real.
Yeah.
Give me vision, give me flair, give me pizzazz. The closer animated movies get to reality, like just film it. Fucking film it.
Well, I think we talked a little bit about that when we talked about Promare.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry. That we've gotten to this point.
Something seems to be going wrong with Treasure Planet.
Promare, we talked about how animation has gotten so fantastic that you no longer need to aim towards the realistic.
Yeah.
And you can just test new limits and test new avenues. I think this movie did that in its kind of innovative technique.
I agree.
And I mean, the color palette they chose for it, everything was nice and warm and rich.
They really did a great job of capturing like that bronzed steampunk aesthetic.
Yeah, no,
without going overboard.
I loved
no one's
the
wearing a
look of
monocle.
I loved the spaceport.
Yeah,
because they kind of subverted that expectation of, oh, the moon's gonna morph into the, he's looking at the moon, but it's going to morph into the shape of the spaceport.
Right.
No, it's actually the spaceport. It's actually the spaceport, and it makes sense why it's that shape, because it's receiving all the ships. Like, everything, it just felt like a world I really wanted to be a part of. And it's dangerous, sure, and there are salty characters, salty dogs in this universe, but it still felt adventurous. It still felt like, oh, there's so much out there to explore, that it just made me feel good.
Strong agree.
All right, can I take a rave?
Please.
Just about everything about John Silver. Like, literally, like,
strong agree.
Everything about him.
Strong agree.
I wrote down, how often do we get a Disney villain, or I could even just say villain in general, with as much of a growth story as the hero?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Because I was literally like, well, when I was getting ready to talk about this movie, I was trying to think of an example of like another Disney villain where the villain isn't just like a mustache twirling villain, or just like an outright evil dude that the hero has to overcome.
Yeah, and he was a
not a bad guy.
He was not a bad guy. He is the villain of the story, but he's not a bad guy. He is Jim in 20 years if he doesn't divert from this course.
Yeah.
And I think it did a better job of illustrating that than Treasure Island, the book, actually does.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading Treasure Island and just being like, wait, what? Why did they let Long John Silver go?
No.
Like, what?
Am
I supposed to like him? Am I not supposed to like him? It's very clear in watching, like, Long. At times, you like almost wonder if Long John Silver is Jim's dad, like 20 years later, and missing some things.
Yeah,
and I don't think that he is, but you can posit the question, say like, oh, like maybe this is what happened to Jim. He left his family to go and find Treasure Planet, and all of this shit has happened to him.
Yeah,
and like, strong agree. I'll just piggyback on it. The relationship between Jim and the cyborg, as I continue to call him, they both go on a physical and emotional journey together. Like, and
they both are better for it.
They both are better for it. They both, and just the interplay between those two characters, a lot of it happens in a montage. It's like, wow, like that's how you do a montage.
Yeah,
it's very simple. It's not over the top.
Nope.
But it's effective, and it really is like. Long John has this is his dream. This is his goal. He will do anything to achieve it. He's like dedicated his life to it. Gives it all up.
Yeah.
To save, like, the treasure's not worth it.
But, and also,
in the end.
Like,
but right up till the end, like,
oh, you don't know if he's changed enough. You see that he's changing, but you don't know if he's changed
until right till the end.
Yeah. And I mean, again, he's the bad guy because he's given to us as the bad guy.
Yeah.
But like, this movie could easily just be told from his story. I mean, he's like Jack Sparrow.
He is.
He has.
Well, that's the thing. Like Jack Sparrow is the villain of Pirates of the Caribbean.
It depends on how you're watching it with your perspective.
Everybody. He's the villain.
Like, from what we have witnessed,
yes,
as
very much
as the audience, the only thing evil that the cyborg has done is torch down the the tavern.
Yeah.
But he didn't even like seem to like give the order to like.
It seemed to
like
have
his gang just kind of
burst
devolved
into flames
into
in.
He pays him back
It
for it
pays-
anyway.
yeah, I
In
know,
the
they-
end, I mean, he doesn't kill anybody. You get the feeling that like, okay, maybe he has.
Well, I mean,
But you could
some
also
people
make
have
the case that
died.
he hasn't. Yeah, but not on his
Not
watch.
on his,
Well, kind of on his watch,
on
but
his
it was
watch, but
it's the Scorpion guy.
He hasn't
I
killed
forget
anyone.
the Scorpion guy's name, but he was a dick.
And they set up that he's the villain because the warning is the cyborg.
Mhm.
We don't, but he could have been like, find the cyborg, like give this to the cyborg, like
Mhm.
tell the cyborg what happened to me. It's not really clear that the cyborg killed him.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
He is set up as the villain, but he's not particularly villainous, and he's only redeemable because of his actions, not because someone redeems him.
No.
Which is the big trope in media today.
You can say that Jim redeems him, but only in that Jim has found his way into his heart.
Yes,
into his heart. He was the catalyst
Yarr.
to start yarr. His heart.
Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
He
Oh boy.
and he's resistant of the change, but he's also accepting of it eventually. And that's what's so great about this story. And in a similar vein to him, kind of, I don't even want to say redeemed because he wasn't even like that far down.
Well,
but
it's not that he's
just
redeemed.
changing
Like
priorities.
he finds the son that he never had,
Mhm.
and Jim finds the father that he lost.
But like on the flip of that, I'm so happy that we never found anything about Jim's dad.
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy that they let that just end as like a raw nerve.
Yeah.
Because that happens way too much, and I was expecting it as I was rewatching it. I
Or,
was
like, they
expecting
would-
like, oh, we're gonna find the remains of Jim's dad on the
I was
planet.
waiting for him to
and
find
that
the remains.
He was trying to make it big for his family all along. No, he
No,
was
he was
like
just a
a
douchebag.
deadbeat dad,
He was
and he
just-
left his wife and young kid. And you know what? It's shitty, but that happens, and
A lot.
it's part of Jim's
Yep.
story now, and he has to learn to overcome it. And Long John Silver helps him.
Yep.
Helps him overcome it. The other thing I'll say about Silver though, before we move on, and it kind of goes back to the imagery of the sci-fi space, is like his cybernetics were awesome. And they never cut corners with that. I was watching those so carefully to see where like the detail was going to fade away, and they
Never.
were always 100%.
So it was a team of 12 animators
Mhm.
that worked specifically on the cyborg,
Mhm.
and 4 of them just worked on the hand drawn aspect,
Mhm.
and the rest of them were just dedicated to the computer generated effects because all of his cybernetic components are computer modeled.
Mhm.
And when you say like a marrying of this technology,
Yeah.
it is seamless.
Oh,
it
yeah, you
never
can't tell.
falls down, and it is beautiful.
And it felt so real. Like, remember when in Luke Cage, Misty gets her arm back?
Yes.
And even though that's real, and we're watching a real actress with a
Right.
real prosthetic arm, a real arm who's acting for it to be
Yes.
prosthetic, like
It's
it never
just-
felt real. It always just felt
It always just feels like she's wearing a glove.
yeah. But this, and I know it's animated and it's a different media, blah 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 blah. But like
You believe
the
that
way he walked on the leg,
yes.
the way he was so seamless with flipping things around, the way it's not designed to disguise the fact that it's a prosthetic.
Right.
I mean, it is a multifunctional
It's
appendage.
Swiss Army hand.
Yeah. And
And
it
a
just
Swiss Army
and it's not
foot.
ornate, it's just all function.
Right.
Loved it.
I also liked that he could manipulate it into like a heavy blaster,
Mhm.
and it was all of his cybernetic like he took something.
Yeah,
from,
he took something from his
leg,
leg, yep.
something from it, like his side.
And his eye was
His
like
eye
obviously
was
a
the
sight.
sight.
Mhm.
It was very well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the fact that like he's
And it's
kind of
effortless.
infiltrated
He
this
never's
crew
like,
as the
arm,
cook.
do this.
Yeah.
Like,
The fact that he's the cook now is
Perfect
like, oh,
sense.
it makes all the sense in the world why they'd have this guy be.
I am not suspicious at all.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cool. And
he's an excellent chef.
And last thing, like whenever it's a close up of his head, and you see that the gear is always
gear,
turning, and
yeah.
it's like always like pushing that little piston.
Yep. Brilliant.
Did they have to do that?
Nope.
No. That's Disney. That's
That
Disney
is-
animation
That's
right
Disney animation. Yep.
Yeah.
That was that extra $5 million.
Yep. Didn't
Spinning
get it back,
dog. They did not. It's okay.
but we appreciated it.
Disney Plus is gonna make up for it.
Yeah, in spades.
Yeah. Next rave.
Yeah, go for it.
The cast.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It is a venerable who's who of 90s Hollywood. Emma Thompson as the captain.
Yep.
Captain Amelia?
Captain Amelia.
Captain Amelia. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
It's Robin.
It is Robin.
It's Robin.
It's Robin.
It's Robin, ladies and gentlemen.
David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah.
Martin Short.
Yep.
Like Martin Short towards the tail end of his height of his power, I feel like. And then like a bunch of vintage Hollywood character actors.
I get getting Martin Short because, like, okay, we've already had Robin Williams. Who's next?
Mr. Arrow.
Yeah, his voice sounded familiar. I didn't recognize the name. I don't know actors, you know.
Roscoe.
Yeah, Roscoe sounds right.
Roscoe Lee Brown, I think. Should I look it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me what else I've known him from, because he sounded very familiar to me.
Oh man, Roscoe Lee. Is it Roscoe Lee Brown? It is Roscoe Lee Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in. Man, he's like a staple of just Hollywood. He was in like 126 movies.
That's what I know him from.
He's everything. He's usually the narrator. He was like before. Wow, how am I blanking on this?
I don't know where you're going.
The voice of God.
Morgan Freeman.
Before Morgan Freeman narrated everything, Roscoe Lee Brown narrated everything. I mean, he narrated like every Western. He was the Kingpin in the Spider-Man series.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah. Whatever. You know, he had that
great impression.
It was like,
ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roscoe Lee Brown. Is his voice?
He's in studio.
Spider-Man. You know, he just had that like deep kind of narrator voice.
Guys, were you expecting that my whale was going to be truer?
And he was in he was literally in everything.
Now, who voiced John Silver?
Oh, he was. You know who he was?
Who was he?
Oh my goodness, Magma Buoy. He was in Sequest, Dr. Raleigh Young.
Okay, that's probably
Magma Buoy.
I can see it now.
That was Mr. Arrow.
Yeah.
I'm glad we found something that you knew him from.
Yeah.
But he just has an iconic voice.
Well, I knew from Kingpin too.
He's the narrator of basically everything. He's so just basically the tail end of his career. He's basically the narrator for
he's the voice.
Yeah, he really is. He was the narrator on last 5 years of a career. Static Shock.
Okay.
He Dr. Enoke and Black Lightning. Whenever Will and Grace did he was the narrator whenever Will and Grace had her. I didn't watch Will and Grace. Garfield and Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties, epic movie, and Side Order of Life, and the Telemarketers 36 Hours video short was his last project in 2009 when he passed away.
Oh, I didn't know he passed.
Yeah,
that's
no
sad.
longer with us.
That's sad. But what about John Silver? Who did his voice?
Oh, sure.
Because he was awesome. And I didn't recognize his name, but that doesn't mean anything because I don't know actors.
I did not recognize his I mean, I've recognized his voice, but not
John Silver
name.
for me was the breakaway performance of the movie.
Oh yeah, strong agree. I think Brian Murray is his name.
Robin did fine.
A little on the annoying side.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was fine with him, but I wasn't like
Brian
perfectly cast.
Brian Murray.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is that who I think it is?
No.
Is that?
This makes great audio.
Well, is that the dad from Home Alone?
Maybe.
I just would not. No, it's not. Brian Murray, legendary, had a career. His first credit goes back to 1959.
Wow.
Just like a great character actor.
Yeah. Well, he was awesome. He was absolutely awesome.
Nothing that I know. Look, he was in a couple episodes of Kojak. Treasure Planet seems to be thing that we would know it from. Wow, do you know there were like 3 Treasure Planet video games?
No,
I didn't.
But it makes sense. That's it's in the time frame of lots and lots of video games for properties and pumping in a lot of voice talent into the video games. It's right in that era. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know anything else that he did, but great character actor and or just character voice.
Yeah.
He sold it. The movie rides on his back.
Mm-hmm. And the designs of everyone,
yeah,
was awesome too, because I wrote down like, oh, there's no like generic aliens in here. Like
Nope.
everyone is really unique and has a different body structure. Like usually it's the same body structure with just like different odds and ends stuck on, but nope. And even John, like that was
he looked
task.
like nobody else.
That was a task to animate him because he's moving in a way, his body's moving in a way that you're not really finding a life model
right
from, and so to make it that believable was and the way Captain Amelia would like prance around.
I was just like, my other big character rate is Captain Amelia.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, what a way to turn it. Wonder Woman came out, and we were like, we've never seen strong women heroines on screen before. It's like, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
This is a great.
I always hate when people say
that. And I guess I went back and listened to that. We kind of fell into that a little bit.
Sure.
But
now I've been like watching more stuff
more closely,
and I'm like, wait,
has doing this show changed the way you view and watch movies?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like it's
a double-edged
sword?
It's a double-edged sword. Guys, I'm doing it for you.
We're doing it for you, LTLs. But Captain Amelia, wow, what a strong leader.
Yeah.
Right down to the end, she's not the damsel in distress.
Nope.
That the escape from the ship, holy shit. That's pew 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 pew.
My favorite part of Captain Amelia is she's awesome.
She is awesome.
I don't disregard that statement. She is awesome. My favorite part of the Captain Amelia character, which I think truly needs to be celebrated in more things, is that there was not the line in the movie at all, a female captain.
Yeah.
A woman captain.
Don't cross her. Tough as nails.
In this world, who gives a shit? Nobody can
tough as nails.
That's the kind of message to be showing. Like this will
make you walk the plank.
Yeah. Like it's
gender
is a non-issue. She's just right for the job. And she was awesome.
She was.
Yeah. And it made so much sense too, why a feline alien creature would just be so adept at pirate space travel. That's a sentence.
It is.
That's a sentence.
It is.
But it's a true sentence.
It is. It was, long-time listeners, it was wonderful to watch Sketch work his way through that sentence.
But I stand by every word of that sentence. She just
get my full endorsement.
She made so much sense. And she was really cool.
And a great performance by Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Really sold it.
Yep.
And she doesn't, she's someone that doesn't do a lot of voice work.
Mm.
I don't think she's done any animated work.
I can't.
She just did a short for Save Orangutans.
Oh, well, good on her.
She narrated.
Good
but that might be
yeah.
We don't see Emma Thompson providing her voice to things.
No. Disney knows how to get them though.
Yeah, they know how to scare them off.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah, they do both.
You got another rave? Or was that your rave that I piggybacked on?
No, that was yours. The last rave I'll say is just the whole big action conclusion, which is what I said I wanted to talk about. I mean, there is nothing bad I can say about that. That was a perfect 10 ending action conclusion for me. And I'm going to start it from when the booby trap is set off to when they burst through the portal back into safety at the end.
It is a hold on to your butt.
It is. I mean, it is so fast paced.
And as they go through the portal, you're going.
Yeah, you literally
I was full on. I had seen it. It's tough for me to remember, but rewatching the movie, I remember thinking oh, he's gonna make it through, and it's gonna cut off the bow of the
I legit forgot how it all. went down
I was
at the
obviously
end.
it's a Disney movie, but I was he's gonna make it through, and it's gonna cut off the front of the ship.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Just he's gonna make
but
it.
it was so perfectly paced. I mean, it was so much action.
Yeah.
But you could always keep watching the ingenuity of flying through all the stuff. The stuff that they deposited at the beginning of the movie.
it's just so like building the rocket board and the mechanics. They had to keep kickstarting it.
Yeah.
And like Silver building it.
And the other part that I love about it, other than just like the pacing and the action,
the captain's basically rigging the whole ship by herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like
it's not just solid action. There's still story going on in
everyone
this action
has a
scene.
job. It's not
just a rock'em sock'em. Let's just and this is going to be eye candy. Like you still have the tremendously important scene.
Sorry, long time listener.
Of John Silver letting go of the ship and choosing to save Jim. You still have the important scene of Jim finding his place, finding his worth, and saying,
right.
I know how to do this. I can do this.
This is
Listen to
one
me.
Skill.
Yes. You have
the only thing I'm good at.
You have Amelia kind of relinquishing command, not command of the ship, but like saying, okay,
command of the situation.
Yeah, okay, go with it.
Listen to him.
We're gonna do it. Like everyone in this
we're
scene,
gonna listen to the cyborg who's advocating for the kid,
right?
Who at this point, the only thing he's done in my mind, if I'm Captain Amelia, is cause the death of Mr. Arrow.
Yes, and led the mutiny. Like no reason to trust him, but she sees in him. Right. I think at that point she sees
what
Jim,
what Silver
sees,
and
that Silver sees the same thing. So that they're like two sides
right.
meeting at believing in Jim, and oh god, and it's Disney, and like there's going to be a happy-esque ending at least for Jim.
You know that the professor and the captain are going to have like cute ugly little space babies,
and they do. But yeah, when Jim like falls down the crevasse, and you're like, oh, this is it. That's done. This is everybody.
And
everyone
like spins it around and like rams it into the wall.
Yeah,
and
so the spark
ignites it again. Like,
so cool,
so good,
so cool. And
we're geeking out talking about it, guys.
So, that's just how you bring something back.
It really is
for that, because that scene in the beginning with him flying through on his thing, that was beautiful.
It was. But it was until it came.
Until it came
you
back.
never know that that's going to be the thing that comes back.
Because
usually there's like they throw something in, and you're like, oh, that's. Hang on to that.
Yeah.
That seemed like a throwaway. We needed something inspirational with which to lay under John Resnick's pop song.
And also just like wow the audience
with this world.
And really show off what we can do with this new technique and everything like that. But it actually paid off. Story-wise.
Yes.
It actually paid off. So I love that whole final scene.
I agree.
If this movie was all that final scene, I'd give it 100%.
Wow.
I had no issues with that.
Sketch,
scene.
I'm gonna elevate. We're talking about this. We're geeking out. I'm gonna elevate my score to a 90.
Yeah, see,
I'm gonna bump it 3 points.
I had to go in the 90s because that final scene is so good.
I'm bumping it the 3 points to a 90.
Yeah.
It is that the last. Yeah, the last third is a little problematic because at times it does feel. I'm getting dangerously close to rants here. It does sometimes feel like it's a different movie. Like once they're on Treasure Planet. And they like sneak back onto the ship. And,
they do that.
And they shouldn't have been able to sneak back onto the ship.
But that's why I'm counting it from booby trap
forward
to portal.
Booby trap to portal. It's pretty solid.
It's solid.
Pretty solid.
And like I said, it's not just solid action. There's also character development.
You convinced me. I'm gonna bump it up to a 90.
All right, good. We're both in the 90s now, guys.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
Guys, Disney, listen up.
Disney. Treasure Planet 2.
This has got to be on Disney Plus now, right? This isn't like everything on Disney
Interestingly enough, there are some things. I was at my brother-in-law's house, and it's interesting. Netflix has effectively licensed certain things through like 2023.
Okay.
So like
some things aren't on Disney Plus.
Infinity War isn't on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Black Panther isn't on Disney Plus. Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't on Disney Plus.
Yeah, those are all still on Netflix. I noticed.
Last Jedi is on Disney Plus. So that's kind of a coup that
it's gonna be a thorn in their side.
Disney has launched without key components of the properties with which they're building a universe around. There are a few Disney animated things that are still on Netflix.
What's missing more though? Disney stuff from Disney Plus or DC stuff from DC Universe?
There's a lot of stuff that's not on DC Universe, and it's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
It was frustrating to me to buy Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go when I am a subscriber to
that's
DC Universe.
That seems silly.
That is that was shocking and infuriating
It
to me.
seems nonsensical.
Yeah. It's just original content shows that are primarily. So like none of the Batman Nolanverse movies are on it. Justice League isn't on it.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's
That shit crazy.
Also, like why build your fucking PlayStation app. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a big
What's the deal with that? DC
negative for
DC
me.
Universe.
That's a big negative.
Where's your fucking PlayStation
That's a big rant
store,
but not on
app.
Treasure Planet.
No, it's
on
not.
Treasure Planet.
I'm just gonna throw. This is not the DC Universe episode.
Yeah.
But seriously, build the fucking app, guys.
Yeah.
What do you like? I'm not buying an Xbox anytime soon.
No. That's okay because they don't have Xbox. They can watch on their phones.
Yeah.
Our shows are best on phones. That's
Sure.
not the message you want to send.
Sure.
That's not the message.
Sure.
Anyway, back to Treasure Planet. I can go into rants now.
There's a smart TV app. There should be a PlayStation 4 app.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that. Anyway. Rants. Just as this is like an in-betweener.
Oh, an in-betweener. We haven't had an in-betweener in a while.
Mr. Arrow's death.
Yeah.
Mr. Arrow, I was oddly okay with it.
Oh.
He was super annoying, and I felt relief. Is that the right word?
Well, that is alarming. That's all it takes to justify death for you.
But also, so yeah, Mr. Arrow's death. I was oddly okay with it. I felt relief, but also felt oddly bad for the crab guy when he died.
What? This is completely backwards. This is like a giant red flag.
Right? This is up there with this is why you're a horrible human being.
I'm
Shades.
very uncomfortable.
But like
being
Mr.
Here now.
Arrow seemed oddly okay with his death, more like shock and like, oh, okay, this is how I die. And then Crab Guy was like,
terrified. He was clawing for his life.
It was like, oh, he was like hanging on to the.
But we're happy about that because Crab Guy is a murderer.
I know.
And Arrow is just strict.
He was like, he was not just, he was mean.
Was he mean?
He was mean. He thought he was better than and looked down upon everyone from his
pirates,
from his Jim and the professor. He acted like he was better than everybody. He was very annoying. I don't know why
feeling.
I found him very annoying.
I didn't get that he looked down on them. I got that
he was suspicious of them.
Nope. I got that he looked at them as if they are wildly out of place. This is my world. You don't belong here. Please stay out of the way. That's what I got from him. But he was the perfect first mate for Amelia. He helped run a tight ship.
Sure. Yeah.
I was never annoyed by him. Listen, I didn't feel horrible when he died, but I wasn't like relieved.
I read Treasure Island, so Mr. Arrow has to die.
Yeah.
Unless it's Muppet Treasure Island, and then somehow Sam Eagles. They just put him in a boat.
I remember that.
And cast him off. They don't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll live.
You'll starve to death eventually.
And then Crab Guy,
He was a straight up don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the depiction of their deaths.
Oh, it was
Mr.
more
Arrow
disturbing.
Goes quietly into a black hole, and Crab Guy is clawing for every that was an unintended pun. He is just clawing for every inch of the ship.
Well,
to not get sucked into
Mr.
space.
Arrow is a rock person.
Yeah.
So he
Quite
doesn't
literally,
have
he's made of rock.
He doesn't have a whole lot of expression available to him. So he's going out stoically against his will. But yeah, Crab Guy is just losing it. He's before he dies, he's going insane.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, comeuppance.
But
comeuppance.
also there's atmosphere in their space.
Yeah, no, he'll starve.
He's gonna starve to death.
Yeah, he's gonna starve to death.
He's just unless he floats into a ship.
Or I kind of got from it because he was being pulled away so much, because they weren't just floating, they were being pulled. I think it was the gravitational field of the planet.
Yeah.
So I think he's just plummeting down to the planet's surface. I think he's going to fry up in the atmosphere.
I see.
And then hit
okay.
and then he's going to somehow
achieve terminal
survive
velocity.
And then the planet's going to explode.
It's kind of a Daffy Duck kind of.
I think that's how he's going out.
Marvin the Martian.
And I'm okay with that because comeuppance.
Yeah, come up. I mean, I'm not saying.
Are you sure you're not?
I'm just saying, the reaction, I was oddly okay with Mr. Arrow's
The way
death.
the two were animated.
Yes.
His felt more peaceful.
Yes.
If you were both people
floating
off into space,
I want to go like
go
Mr.
like
Arrow.
Yeah. No,
I
I'd
don't
agree.
want to go like
I'd agree.
crab. What was the crab guy's name?
It'd be like a
Scroop. Mr. Scroop.
Scroop. He
Mr. Scroop.
But again, I mean, that was
Mr.
just
Scroop.
they both got the same death, but the way they handled it, it depicted what they deserved, what we the audience feel they deserved.
He like Scroop was a fucking murderer.
Yeah,
like straight up.
Yeah, I believe that he did all of Silver's dirty work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And was just waiting to take out Silver next.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is why he was left on the ship. Right?
Scroop could not have survived this ordeal.
Yeah.
Because if he did, Silver would not have gotten the happy ending that he got.
Right.
So it's good that Scroop is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plummeted to Earth and then blew up.
Treasure planet.
Not Earth, but treasure.
Right over there.
Right over there.
There he is.
Uh-oh. What's next for us, though?
I don't know.
Oh, boy. Okay, How
will we escape?
My first rant, and I honestly only have two. I really did love this movie. There were times where I felt like the movie was sprinting to the finish line. Like, I felt like we were moving so fast. And because I was enjoying it so much, it was taking me out. Because I was like, no, slow down. Let me savor this. And I especially mean the time on the ship before the mutiny. I wish we had more time on the ship before the mutiny.
I agree.
Because David Hyde Pierce, whose name I forget in the movie, but he says to
Dogface.
He says to Jim's mom that
Professor Dogface.
It's going to be months on the open space.
Yeah.
I felt like they got to Treasure Planet
they got to
within
very
days.
Quick.
You know?
There were a lot of montages.
There were. The movie's short. It's only an hour and a half.
Well,
I feel like
when
if
he
you give
said
me 10 more minutes.
Said that it's going to be months on the ship, I don't think he knew that there would be a iridescent green line leading them across ether space directly to Treasure Planet.
Wait, that line only showed up once they got to the planet. They were following the map.
Oh, that's right. They were following the map.
And the map...
They don't ever seem to take the map out.
No,
it seems like everybody knew where Treasure Planet was. They just didn't know what to do once they got there.
It did have that feeling, didn't it?
It seemed like everybody knew where that planet was.
It's just what do you do when you get there?
What do you do when you get there?
Yeah, the map is really necessary for being on the planet. Yeah, it's a key.
It's the key to
Spoiler
open
alert.
the vault.
And with it, if you don't have the key, you have no idea where on the planet the vault even opens. So
it didn't seem like there was a. It was very. I have a big question about that.
Yeah, but I mean that's honestly a rant for me. Is that like other than the big final scene that I absolutely adore, my favorite emotional parts of the movie were once the ship takes off to once the mutiny happens, and I wanted more of that time in between.
Fair.
I wanted more time seeing Jim grow. Hell, give me something more with Dogbert and Amelia, because like all of a sudden they're fucking.
I love that you called him Dogbert. Yeah, all of a sudden they have 4 space babies.
Yep.
Cat dog space babies.
I have a question about that.
They are appropriately ugly and cute.
Yep. Like real babies.
Ugly cute.
Yep. You got not a big question. You have another rant?
I do. Jim, the hero of our story, straight up murders 5 people.
Okay, walk me through the 5 people
he
murders.
He kills Scroop.
Yeah, but Disney was very careful, because I noticed that too.
No. Okay,
go ahead.
He kicks him. Scroop grabs the flag.
Yeah. No, he does not. I got to disagree with you on this.
And then he unties the flag, and Scroop floats off.
I gotta disagree with you on it, and longtime listeners can then weigh in on who's right.
Okay, all right.
He was holding on to the flag, holding on for dear life. Scroop was starting to cut through the rope, weakening the rope.
Yes.
Rope, right? Then Jim, in a last-ditch effort to live, kicks off the flag and kind of at the same time Scroop launches at Jim. I'm doing this with my hands, guys.
It's great audio.
And Jim kind of does like this somersault around him. And yeah, maybe he kicks him or whatever, but then Scroop gets tangled in the flag, and the force of that finally snaps the rope that Scroop had been cutting. And so, like, it's that classic Disney, like, oh, the villain gets what they deserve under their own making. I swear that's what happened. I just watched it last night, and I was so careful to watch that scene.
Okay.
But give me the other 4 people that he kills.
There are 4 guys in the bowels of the ship when he's in that escape path, and he opens the hatch and just pushes 4 of them out into space.
Oh yeah, no, they're dead.
He's straight up they're in there.
Yeah, they plummet.
He opens and they get sucked out.
They plummet.
They're trying to catch him. They're trying to but he straight up kills 4 of them.
Yep. No, yeah, no. That one is more.
So Scroop can kind of go either way.
Scroop is he's eating the cake that he made.
Yeah.
But
those other 4 guys.
The other 4 were just chasing after him. And listen, it's not like Jim held a gun to their head and just boom, boom, boom. But yes, he led directly to their death.
Yeah.
And they plummeted.
They plummeted to Treasure Planet.
Yep. No, they're dead.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm okay with that one though.
Okay.
I'm okay with that one.
I'm just saying there's a problem with the hero of our story being committing murder.
I'm okay with it. I would more call it manslaughter. And
Scroop I would call manslaughter. The other 4 I would say he second degree murder.
Okay. That's
he lured them to the bowel of the ship.
Well,
he got them. He got them into
chasing him.
He got them into position, and he opened the hatch.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this
one. It wasn't much premeditation, but it was premeditation to bring them to that part of the ship.
But I'm also okay with Jim having these moments that prove he is not the golden child, because his yin to his yang is John, who is not ultimately bad.
I'm just saying, in terms of on-screen death, the villain of our story has killed no one, and the hero of our story has caused the death of 4, possibly 5 people.
Okay,
that to me is problematic.
All right.
If John is our villain, he has directly caused the death of 0.
Yep.
And our hero has directly caused the death of 4, possibly 5.
See, but we're so getting into this. I think we're just gonna have to agree to disagree.
That's fine.
Because using your logic, I think you can then pin the deaths of he had a couple of crew members die on Treasure Planet. After he tripped the booby trap and everything started splitting and opening up, they fell into the molten core and I presume died. And that was
so Jim's killed a lot of people.
No, because that was
Silver?
John. Silver was the one that tripped the booby trap.
The booby trap,
and he
that was inadvertent. But that's definitely manslaughter.
I feel like
that's manslaughter.
I feel like the same thing can be said about Jim's death on the boat. That it was inadvertent. They were chasing him. He was doing everything to get away.
It's been about a week since I watched it, but I believe, based on my recollection, you've seen it much more recently, I believe Jim purposefully navigated them there to push them out into the atmosphere and kill them.
Let's check the tapes.
John tripping the booby trap was inadvertent.
Let's circle back on the midstream.
Okay, yeah,
let's check the tapes.
We'll check the tapes.
We're gonna guys.
Go to the tape. Go to the replay.
We're gonna check the tapes.
Go to the tapes.
All right. That was quite a rant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got another rant?
But you're still okay with Arrow going off in the sweet abyss.
I am still oddly okay with Mr. Arrow's death.
My other rant.
Guys, I understand how problematic that is.
It's a little
oddly okay with it.
Because you're for him, he was annoying.
He was annoying.
Wow, okay.
And
these pirates were trying to murder Jim.
Relief? ? When he died?
My other rant is just the music of this one, because
the John Resnick music.
No, not the John Resnick music.
The Treasure Planet music,
and the marrying of the two, because I don't think they flowed into each other very well, pretty much at all. There's 2 of those Goo Goo Doll, not Goo Goo Doll songs, and they're just boom,
in your face,
boom,
yeah.
All of a sudden, it's just starting
out of nowhere.
And all I'm saying is,
it'd be like if these guys just started playing out of nowhere.
They'd be fired.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas, guys.
They're professionals.
Don't get any ideas. The thing is, when you think about Disney movies and what gives them a lot of popularity and a lot of staying power is that they have these recognizable songs. And I mean, look at how big Frozen got
Can't wait
with
to
Let
be
It
free,
Go.
Let It Go,
and
or Can't Wait to Be King. No,
yeah,
Can't Wait to Be
and
Free. Can't
Moana with Your Welcome. Like,
Right.
all these songs, all these movies have a song that like kids latch on to.
Right.
This movie did not have that, and that did not do it any favors.
No.
I'm not saying I need that in a movie, but why it's a rant for me is that like it wasn't handled as well as Disney usually handles those
Right.
things. So then the movie fell down like in the post production, like the post being
the
out.
song was recognizable and got tremendous amount of airplay.
Sure. But it didn't feel unique to the movie.
The difference was, because in all of those other examples, a character sings the song.
Mm-hmm. But even like in
He did not
Tarzan, I would
sing
say
the song.
the
Yes.
Phil Collins songs in Tarzan
I would say the
are
Phil
pretty.
Collins song fell down in a similar way. They were big songs for Phil Collins.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big song for Tarzan. Like,
no, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is like those seem to, like, the lyrics and the feel of them match the movie better than the lyrics and feel of this. The way it felt in this was like,
was it something about Can't Let It Go?
This song?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. But it did feel more like, oh, this is the kind of song that Jim would listen to.
Yes.
While he's doing his little solar boarding.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So that's how it fit, but then it didn't flow into like any of the
It wasn't connected to anything else.
pirating music.
Exactly.
And all I wrote down was like, give me like a sea shanty. Like let's just have like a little sea shanty in the background.
Sure.
Of a scene. That's all.
Strong agree.
And again, didn't really take a lot of me out of the movie, but I think it hurt the movie in the box office, in its staying power,
I
and
agree.
then therefore it becomes a rant for me.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
It's not Under the Sea.
It's not.
I Just Can't Wait to Be King. It's not Let It Go.
Nope.
I think the difference is not sung by a character. Like, Jim is not singing it.
Yeah. And
so there's no identity.
That does not match.
Strong agree. Jim could not sing the song.
John Silver could have sung like a galley shanty.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
You know, and that would have been perfect. That would have matched like, oh, look, the crew really likes him. The crew, like, he's the heart of the ship. Like, ooh, he's in there.
And I feel similarly to Lion King, there were the Lion King versions of those songs, and then there was the Elton John version. Yep. And if you got the album, both were included on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I feel like the falling down in this was that they didn't do a sea shanty version sung by the characters on the ship.
Yeah.
Of the song.
Yeah. And then like at the movie, then you hear like the Goo Goo Doll version, and it all it all blends together.
And that's probably where it fell down.
Yeah. And the thing is like, that's what Disney's known for.
Yeah.
Like,
we figured it out, guys.
Yep.
It was the song.
It
was the song.
Do you have any other rants?
The song was huge.
No, and I remember being on the radio and everything.
I remember watching the Goo Goo Dolls play the song live.
Yeah.
With Third Eye Blind.
It was just the separation. It was the disassociation with the movie.
And it's exactly what it is. It was a disassociation. It did not fit with the world. It was, you could tell it was laid in on top of it. Aesthetically, musically, instrument wise.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's another good point. Like, we have this beautiful marrying of sci-fi and pirate, but it doesn't fit in either of those two.
Yeah.
It's a third thing that it's like the odd man out.
Good observation.
Thank you.
My last rant is Martin Short as Ben.
Yeah.
He's the Tin Man without a brain. And it should have worked, but it just felt like a big miss to me. And I think Martin Short just felt too over the top.
He was very over the top.
And everything worked except like when he went to that over the top. Like,
when he was really
my ears
shorting out. Get it?
Yeah.
Shorting.
It was just too much.
Yeah, no.
And
I'm not going to disagree with you. I won't agree with you there on, because I was fine with the short.
I loved the styling of the character.
And I loved that, like, they did this with Morph too. Like,
Morph
that's a great way to
replace a pirate. Parrot rather.
That's a great way to replace a parrot and like update it. Like, okay, instead of just mimicking voice, it can mimic image too. And then with Ben, like getting his brain taken out, like, okay, that makes sense. That's a great update to like a marooned pirate losing his mind.
Yep.
Okay, I'm on board.
It is.
Yeah.
It just didn't work for me.
Yeah, with Martin. Yeah, I got you. Any BQs?
And also, like, if just as an aside, and I understand why they went with Martin Short.
Yeah.
But how much more if he had like a pirate voice,
Mhm.
or just like maybe like a similar like if like what's his face, Colin Firth had voiced him,
Sure.
like kind of a whimsical Brit, or like a Hugh Grant.
How about
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Grant? I like Hugh Grant.
Laurie.
Sure.
Hugh Laurie would have been great as the voice of Ben.
How about an Alan Tudyk
Oh,
doing his
Alan
pirate
Tudyk.
from Dodgeball?
Yarr.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like,
and then when he gets his brain back, it kind of gets back to like normal speech.
Yes.
And it's not, yeah,
perfect.
I'm on board.
You fixed it.
Yeah,
you
thanks.
fixed it for me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the movie didn't fix it, so it's a rant.
It's a rant. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm out of rants.
All right, let's move on to some
BQs.
You got any good ones to end this 2019 with?
How do they breathe in space?
Oh, we're gonna go back to that. Okay.
Well, okay. So if it's the ether,
yeah,
right? If it's more of like a membrane,
yeah,
things seem to move effortlessly, so there's no friction, so it can't like be a membrane.
Yep.
So, do they just not breathe oxygen? It's not a rant. I did say it was a rave. It's just a question. How does it actually work?
There's no.
The equivalent would be like being able to breathe seawater, which people can't do, and they never deposit that they have gills.
I will just take a shot, and I'm going to say they don't breathe.
Nobody breathes
because we don't have a scene where someone dies or suffers from lack of breath.
But Professor Dogface does have like the space exploration suit with the helmet.
But everyone was like,
"Why are you?"
That's a big gimmick. Like it feels to me like people who are actually out there know.
Can we deposit that they've just found a way to oxygenate or hydrogenate whatever it is that they breathe, methane? I don't know. There's like a flatulent monster because
why not?
Why not? They've just found a way to oxygenate space.
Yeah,
great.
I'm fine with that. And it's to me, it's just like probably every time they stop on a planet, they
just take some oxygen with like bringing fresh water with you.
It's their version of finding fresh water on it. They always have to find a planet with some with some fresh air.
Oh, hey, so they turn on the gravity generators when they leave Spaceport and they get away from gravity. Can we also assume that when they turn that on, they also release oxygen and the gravity traps it in?
Artificial atmosphere.
Sure.
There you go.
Done. And that's why Scroop is so terrified when he floats away.
Yep, because he knows he's going to pass the atmosphere of
the
ship.
We fixed it.
So first he's going to suffocate. First he's going to go crazy. Then he's going to suffocate. Then he's going to plummet to the planet. Then the planet's going to blow up.
Yeah.
He got what he deserved right there. Those are comeuppance. Those are classic comeuppance.
Those are classic comeuppance.
Because he lied about Jim. Don't lie about Jim.
Do not.
Jim did his job. Don't undermine his confidence. Yep. All right.
I will say, though, it was a nice touch that after he cut the line, he untied it and hid the evidence.
Oh, yeah.
That?
Because I noticed it because as soon as I go, they're going to see it's not Jim's fault because
the rope snapped.
His knot is fine. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, the knot's gone. That was gone. It's because that's a little thing that you don't have to do.
That son of a bitch.
Good on you, Disney. Good on you, Disney.
So he knew to do it.
He did.
It also shows that Scroop
is morally compromised.
He's morally compromised, and he's an opportunist. He's an opportunist.
Evil.
He is evil.
He is.
Here's
get a BQ that I can give you a big A for.
Are Dogbert and Amelia actually just the same species, and the males of the species resemble dogs, and the females resemble felines because of their babies. They have 4 babies. 3 of them are girls, and they all look like cats, and one of them's a boy, and it looks like a dog.
Yes.
So they are the same species.
That is my understanding.
And it's just a thinly veiled homage to cats and dogs, men and women
living together, men and women living together.
Okay.
Mass hysteria.
Okay.
Yep. That is my understanding of it.
Because he doesn't have any, when he first meets Amelia, he doesn't have any oh, you're a Felonian? Or anything like that.
He just recognizes her as
just another being.
Just another being. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas humans recognize him as something, and he recognized the fart monster as something else.
Yep. I agree.
I 100% believe that they are the same species.
That was a good big A.
Yeah.
For my medium-sized Q.
There you go.
Got another big question.
Is the requisite for Space Academy having killed people?
Yes.
Okay.
It seems like he just got in because Amelia recommended him. Like that seemed to be the whole
Is
thing.
she recommending him? Like, what is she recommending him on? She never seemed to really like him until he did save her.
He did,
and everybody else. But other than that,
he did something with piloting, and I forget what it was with piloting. It might have been it wasn't. It wasn't crash landing the thing.
She gets he never pilots the thing with her in it. She crashes it.
Is it when he returns with the map and he pulled off that whole thing and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to recommend you." I don't know.
No,
she does say
she's going to recommend him to the Space Academy,
and I don't remember why.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember why.
After they're safe.
Yeah.
And they get back to Spaceport.
Because she didn't see everything we did. She has very limited
she has
view.
a very limited view of Jack.
Maybe it's the Jim.
Jim.
You're having a hard time with his name. And it's like the simplest name.
It is.
And you're just pulling out every J name you can think of.
Exceptionally difficult for how exceptionally short it is.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I don't. Maybe
haircut. I'm just gonna call him haircut from now on.
He had a good style. Like he had a good.
It's like shaved on the.
Yeah, it's not like my style, but I mean, like he had a good silhouette, like animation wise.
I feel like I could have rocked it a decade ago.
Oh, sure, do it now.
No,
do it now. Who cares?
That's past. That's done.
Maybe it was when she was like delirious in pain.
Maybe.
That's
what I'm thinking about. All she knows of Jim is that he is an unreliable deckhand. Has caused the death of. I mean, she's smart enough that she can put two and two together at this point that the crew nixed him, but he led to the death of Aaron, and he's protecting the cyborg, who's clearly a bad guy.
Oh, what if maybe was it after he negotiated with Silver, and successfully duped him into thinking he stole the map?
We'll have to rewatch this.
Gosh, we got a lot of replays to do.
Are either of us writing these down that we have to check on?
No,
I'll do it. Scroop's death.
Who was it? And the people falling through the floor. That's our big disagreement. And why does Amelia say she's going to recommend him? Tune into the midstream next week to find out the answers to these.
Midstream.
Hopefully we actually do that.
I know, yeah.
I have one last big question.
Okay.
And it's like right on the edge of a rant. Why did Flint take Ben's memory to keep him from revealing the booby trap? It makes more sense to just to take his brain to keep the location a secret. It makes the most sense to just kill Ben.
Yeah, I agree. Why didn't he just kill Ben?
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
Like, I really feel like hiding the fact that it's booby-trapped is, like, the least secret thing you want to keep.
I have a theory. Because the other question is, why did Flint starve himself to get to death in his own treasure vault?
He's one of those classic pirates that, like, is just, like, all he wants is
right
gold.
up there with One-Eyed Willie skinning his crew and making the bone organ.
It's that classic, like, a pirate is so greedy, all they want is their gold. And they will go to their death for their gold.
My theory is Flint set upon some kind of... He crossed a line.
Mm-hmm.
His crew mutinied.
Mm-hmm.
Ben mutinied.
Mm-hmm.
And Flint is wounded.
Mm-hmm.
And that is literally the last thing he can do, is just pull Ben's memory as Ben is escaping. Because how did Ben get out of the treasure vault?
Yeah.
It seems like that the vault is at the center of the planet.
Yeah.
The core of the planet.
Yeah, it's the core.
Ben has a hatch he seemed to have crawled out through. So it seems like you can go through his little tree and wind up in the treasure vault.
Seems that way.
Even though they use it and do not. It like comes up somewhere else.
Well, I imagine it would take a robot to travel that long from the core to the surface.
Which is why he can like turn into the little track thing and wheel.
Mm-hmm.
my understanding is there's a disagreement between Flint and Ben, and that is like Flint's dying
just takes his
action
memory.
There are wires sticking out of Ben's head.
He just rips it out.
He just violently rips it out. Yeah.
It does seem like a spur of the moment.
And or Ben killed him immediately after.
Ooh.
Not having a memory or
that.
The act of having your memory. It's definitely not. It seems like it was done spur of the moment, that he's literally ripped his memory out and then he dies because he's still holding it.
And then follow-up question.
Sure.
Which we'll never know the answer to. How did Bones get the key?
How did Billy
Where
Bones?
did the
Billy
key
Bones?
come from?
Yeah.
How did it get out there into the universe?
Because
it seems like for Flint to get there with his ship, he had to pilot it in.
The key had to be outside.
Yeah. Maybe this is part of the fact that everyone knows where Treasure Planet is. Someone
I'm
had
wondering
stolen
if
the
Ben
key.
controls the door.
Maybe.
Because he's a bio navigator.
Bioelectric
navigator. My understanding is that the key and Ben are the same technology.
Could be.
Ben controls the key. Or you bring the key to the planet and it opens the door.
Yeah.
But how do you get back through? Ben's going to be the same because his compass, it falls down.
It does.
I'm
Maybe
thinking,
it's heart.
I'm thinking the key fits inside Ben and
might.
Ben can open the door.
It might. These are all going to be explored in the sequel.
Yeah. Because here's the other thing. How did the key leave the planet?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's my big question. Like,
the ship's inside the vault.
Yeah.
Flint's inside the vault.
Where did Billy get the key? Bones. Billy Bones. I think
why wasn't the door... You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Here's my thinking. Ben kills Flint.
Sure.
Or mortally wounds him. Flint takes his brain. Ben goes through the door.
Takes the key.
Takes the key.
Yeah. As soon as you take the key out of that little pedestal, it closes.
Yep.
He's stuck in there. Flint's stuck in there.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't even know what this thing is because his memory is gone. And it just somehow...
He just gives it to someone who comes and visits. Because people seem to know how to get to that planet.
Yeah. And you know what? There was some sort of indigenous people there, too, because there were markings all in his house.
There were markings in his house, yes.
Okay. What a theory we're crafting here.
Whole nother movie there.
We'll write the second one, Disney.
Sure.
Don't listen to our previous opinions on Disney and just give us that job.
I want one more BQ.
Okay.
How the literal
fuck here it is. That's the catchphrase.
Did Jim hit the spaceport button to make their escape?
He's just that good. I mean, that's just movie magic right there. He hit the exact
right one.
Yep. And he had hit it earlier, so it was established he knew where it was. But that's a 1 in a million shot.
He's riding a rocket surfboard at full brake, upside down, with the planet exploding behind him.
Amelia should recommend him to the Space Academy for that.
Did we just answer that question?
The thing is
he can hit. It's such a small.
It is.
How, you know what I mean? Like and it moves. It's not stationary. Like the map spins.
I know.
How did he hit the exact?
It's a 1
correct.
It's a 1 in 10 million shot. That's what makes it so suspenseful. That you have that second where it's just open space, you don't see anything. Then it opens and everything.
It's the proton torpedo going down the exhaust port of the Death Star.
It is.
It's no bigger than a Womp Rat.
Disney will make a movie in like 20 years where they explain that there was an engineer on the inside of the key and yada yada yada, and it had nothing to do with the hero of the first. Anyway, I had a bigger problem with the fact that Jim uncovers the key's secret immediately.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
yep.
Key,
open,
map,
treasure planet.
What?
It's all real.
Fiddle around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like no one can get into this thing and you just like twisted it. And he did it
super smart.
He did it so quickly that
he's super wicked smart.
I'll forgive it once, but then that he does it again. Like that second time he did it, he had to have been like, I just did it randomly. I don't remember what I did. But he's like, all right, fine.
Done.
Boop, open.
It's not. He does it. It's quicker than like the fastest Rubik's cube solver
Yeah,
can do it.
because it's like a circle Rubik's Cube
It
with
is.
buttons.
And those exist.
And he is done in no time.
Seconds.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
I didn't call it a rant, but it bothered me. It's a bother.
It's close.
Oh, bother.
It's close to being a rant.
But it's still a 91. I still give this movie a 91.
I'm going to give it a 90.
And I think everybody should see it,
I agree.
especially space pirate aficionados who like the Goo Goo Dolls. This movie is in your wheelhouse.
It really is.
And let's face it,
It
there's a
really
lot of you out
is.
there.
There are.
Yep. And I keep saying Goo Goo Dolls. It's not Goo Goo Dolls. It's just
John
a lead
Resnick,
singer.
but yeah.
And I'm not good
But
at
it's the song. It's so.
Oh, it's so Goo Goo Dolls.
It's so Goo Goo Dolls. You
Yeah.
because here's the thing.
I feel
with the
bad
Goo-
for the rest of Goo Goo Dolls.
Well, the rest of the Goo Goo Dolls is just one other guy, because they basically broke up, and were just the two of them. His name is Robbie. Oh shit! I feel so bad. I can't think of his last name.
This is why.
But they're a duo.
Yeah.
He was the original lead singer of the group when they were like a hardcore punk band, and then John Resnick wrote Iris for City of Angels, and it completely changed the band.
Wow.
But they're just a band of two people, and it's so like
And the other guy just didn't want to have anything to do with this movie.
I don't
maybe?
think it was his choice. I think this was the height of Goo Goo Dolls mania. They had done Boy Named Goo and Dizzy Up the Girl at that point.
Boy Named Goo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dizzy Up the Girl.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, both of them. So this is in between those huge, phenomenal successes and Gutter Flower, which was the next album.
All right.
And I just feel bad. They're a duo, so I feel it's so iconically sounds like Goo Goo Dolls.
It's so.
But it's not Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls sound.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like a situation where like, ooh, is this thing gonna survive?
Yeah.
These two songs, because Gutter Flower was not as commercially successful.
Goo Goo Dolls, though, outlasted Treasure Planet.
They did, 100%.
Yep.
I'm out of big questions.
I guess that brings us to
Shades and Sketch recommendations. We've gotten really good at that.
Shades, why don't you do yours first?
Sure, I am going to recommend the movie Titan AE, which is basically Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
It's another one of these movies done in the traditional animation style of like the old Fleischer. Do you know like the Fleischer cartoons?
Oh, yeah.
The Superman Fleischer cartoons.
Yep.
It's done in that style. And I want to say maybe it's DreamWorks. Also maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that one.
It was billed as this generation's Star Wars.
Yep.
And it's Titan AE stands for Titan After Earth. So this takes place in a future in which the Earth has been destroyed. Humanity has been scattered to the stars. Humans are all refugees. And our main character, whose name I can't remember, I do remember he's voiced by Matt Damon.
Oh.
A very like young pre-Goodwill Hunting or just post-Goodwill Hunting Matt Damon. I want to say it came out in like 95, maybe 99, somewhere in there.
Okay.
He's the son of this inventor who built the Titan, which is a planet-sized escape pod, essentially. Okay. And the events of the movie lead you to the events of everything that happened before the movie takes place and why humanity never boarded the Titan and was rescued. Why humans are, and there are very few humans left because most humans died when the Earth exploded.
Yikes! So
this was supposed to be the arc that saved humanity.
Wow!
And it's beautiful. It's more. I understand why they call it this generation's Star Wars because it's not like a treasure planet with a 70-30 rule. It's just outer space. Mm-hmm. It's a fun space adventure. It's a standalone movie. It's really beautiful. The story's really good. It's another like stellar voice cast, although I can't remember who else is in it. But yeah, check it out. Strong recommendation. It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of the movies I own.
Titan
AE. I would love to do it at some point.
All right, we'll do it at some point. I'm going to recommend a movie also in the vein of Treasure Planet. I'm going to recommend Atlantis because that's another Disney movie that I feel is undeservingly obscure.
It's a great fucking movie.
And it's really solid. And if you've watched Treasure Planet, but you haven't seen Atlantis, it really fits in this vein. It's very Jules Verne.
Oh, yeah.
It's very steampunky. Michael J. Fox is the main character.
Milo.
Milo, yep. And he's great at it. It's about it's actually very similar to Treasure Planet, and then it's like a boy going on an exploration adventure.
Now, correct me if I'm mistaken here. There is a stereotypical French demolitions expert.
Yeah, is he French? He might be French. It's been a while since I saw it. He's funny. He's like so deadpan.
Yeah.
He's really funny. I remember that. Oh, Mole. Oh, there's Mole. He's the digger.
Oh,
he's the digger.
Right.
Yeah,
Mole, and then he's the French guy.
Yeah, French. He's the French guy, and then the other guy who's kind of like a soldier. He's just so deadpan. He's really funny. But
is that Michael Clark Duncan?
No, that's the medic.
The medic.
You're getting the right people. Just assigning them to wrong roles.
I mean, it's a
great movie.
It's a great movie. Another great cast.
I haven't seen it in a while. Really cool visuals. Really inventive technologies.
I mean,
I love when a movie invents technology for
in
its
this
property.
era of live action Disney. Like, I'm jonesing for them to do Atlantis.
Oh, it would be beautiful.
Can you imagine?
Awesome.
With the budget they do for their live action movies now.
And again, it falls into the same vein of Treasure Planet, where I really think one of the areas where it didn't take off was music. It didn't have a soundtrack that hooked into pop culture and propelled it. So
that was. I mean, I don't remember there being a song for that at all. I don't think there was one.
No. So other than the music not being typical of Disney, the story, the animation, the characters, they're all high caliber Disney. And
awesome.
It's super good. And last I checked, it was on Netflix, but that was before Disney Plus launched, so it might not be on Netflix anymore. But if you have Disney Plus, it should be on that.
If it was on Netflix, it's probably still on Netflix.
Okay, so watch it
because
before
Netflix seems to be like renewing those things like
taken out. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be one Disney is particularly proud of because they don't like.
They did make a sequel.
There was a series. Not see the sequel.
There was a series.
Yeah.
I've seen the sequel. There might be 2 sequels. The first sequel, not bad. The third sequel, fucking terrible.
It always strikes me though, like
because Disney used to do these Disney used to do these like direct-to-video sequels.
Oh, all the time. All of their animated movies from like the 90s had it.
Did Lion King get a Lion King 2?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did.
Really?
Yeah. Had to do with Simba's kid and another lion.
Totally oblivious.
I really haven't seen any of that. I mean, My Little Mermaid got one.
Wow, really?
Not My Little Mermaid. That's My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
The Little Mermaid.
Return of Jafar I saw, and that was.
I think I saw
Jafar was pretty good. Right? Wasn't it pretty good?
I barely remember it.
Jafar turns into
Maybe we
a genie,
should do
right?
like an episode of just like Disney.
Just directed-to-video Disney sequels.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get Disney Plus if we do that.
That's true.
And that's pretty much the only place they live now.
Yeah. I'm considering it for Mandalorian.
I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, the only way to see Star Wars is to buy Disney Plus?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me because I
Except
already
for
own
Last
them all.
Jedi?
So. Except for Last Jedi.
Can you imagine there are 9 movies in this story, and the 8th part is just randomly on another streaming service?
Netflix must be so pissed that's the one they have.
I know, right?
Guys, we're still talking Last Jedi. It's been 2 years.
No, Rogue One is also on Netflix.
Well, I guess they got
and Solo.
that era.
Solo's not on Disney Plus either, but
Wow.
nobody's really complaining about that. Disney's not like clamoring to get their hands on Solo.
Yeah.
They'll let Netflix have it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, though, that was decent.
So Atlantis.
Infinity War.
That's my
you can watch all 20.
You can watch half of the conclusion.
Conclusion. You can't see Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, or Infinity. Which are the 2 movies you need to see to set up Infinity War?
Netflix
That's
is holding
hilarious.
on for dear life.
Good for you, Netflix.
Good for you, Netflix. We're big fans.
Good for you.
We've been big fans of the end for a long time.
We have. I'll say this and get off my Netflix soapbox. Netflix is like, I really want Netflix to succeed just because they give like anybody the opportunity to tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
They are purely about content. Like Dragon Prince, nobody knew Dragon Prince was going to be so fucking amazing.
Yeah. Do you see season 3 came out? I'm in the middle of it.
It's oh my god, so fucking
I'm in the
good.
middle.
I can't wait for us to do our big Dragon Prince episode.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Are there going to be like 6 seasons of that? Aren't there like 6 elements?
They
I'm
set
assuming
it
each
up-
one's getting
They
it.
set it up for this to be the final
Oh.
if they end it, but they also leave it wide open
Yeah.
for book 4.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be 6 books.
Yeah.
There should be.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Dragon Prince.
Yeah. But like Disney wouldn't make a Dragon Prince. They only go in on things that they know are going to be profitable.
Mhm.
Like, guys, keep your Netflix subscription.
Oh, yeah.
They're working hard.
I'm not
They're
saying get
working
rid of
hard for the
Netflix,
content.
yeah.
Netflix originals.
No, I'm happy.
And
with
so my other
Netflix.
recommendation is Netflix.
Keep your Netflix.
Keep your Netflix
Okay.
because I'm glad we found a way to like make that somehow relevant. Second recommendation: keep your Netflix because
Yeah,
they're giving you content
In this
and
episode
stories.
about a Disney property,
Yeah,
we're ending it with
keep your
keeping
Netflix.
your Netflix.
Fuck you, Disney.
And find a way to watch Treasure Planet, though, too.
And find a way to watch Mandalorian because we all want to see
I
it.
want to see Mandalorian real bad.
Find a friend.
Maybe by the time
Find a
this comes
friend.
out, I will have seen it.
Find a friend and binge it over the holidays.
Yeah.
But don't give Disney any more fucking money.
They do have a lot.
They've got all the money.
Chase, is there anything you want to take from Treasure Planet?
We didn't take anything from Gremlins.
We're going to have to fix that in
We're gonna have to
midstream.
fix that in midstream.
Guys in the future, did we fix
Did
that in
we
a
fix
midstream?
it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Time will tell, I
Write
guess.
down another note. Sketch, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to take this rocket board.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that coming.
I am taking this rocket board.
I saw that coming
I cannot wait.
a mile away. Are you taking the one from the beginning with the solar panel, or are you taking the one
I'm
with
taking
a cannon?
the cannon on
Yeah,
the back.
of course.
Taking the cannon.
That's the good one.
Yeah.
That's the good one. That's the one you want.
That's the one I want.
All right.
Sketch, what are you going to take?
I am taking, because I can.
Why not?
I'm taking the Legacy because I'm a sucker for a good
What?
ship.
Where are we going to put that in the GOCO?
It has
You're not
infinite
You're not getting
space.
garage space.
Infinite
You're not
space.
getting garage space.
I'll have a hanger.
I'll
have a
hanger
for a good ship. I'm
Oh
a
my God.
sucker for a good ship.
I am also a sucker for a
And
good
the
ship, but I didn't
Legacy-
realize we could take like vessel-sized.
Take anything you want. Anything
We're
you
gonna
want.
build a hangar
Anything
for
you
all
want.
of our ships.
The GOCO just like
The
evolves.
GOCO just like quintupled in size.
Yep.
A
But the
hangar.
We'll tow the Legacy behind the GOCO.
Sketch. My next question then is, when are we visiting Star Trek?
Oh, we gotta.
We gotta now that we have a hangar.
2020 is gonna be a heck of a year.
Whew.
We have so much Star Trek to do. Like, it's crazy how much.
Give
Star Trek we
me
have to do.
like Enterprises A through J.
Okay, but you need your own hangar because you
I
wouldn't
need
let
my
me
own
use your
hangar.
garage.
That's not true. I gave you space in the garage.
You just said, listeners, play it back like 30 seconds.
Well,
He
I
just said,
just
I'm not
didn't
giving you
realize-
space in the garage for the
I'm not. Well, it's going to destroy my cars in my garage. But
Alright.
now that we have a hangar,
We have a hangar.
I gave you space in the garage for things that fit.
What if we tow the Legacy and you put all the cars on the Legacy?
Oh, I don't know about
I
that.
think it'll work.
I think I'm just going to keep them in the garage.
I also want Legacy, obviously, pre-Solar Storm.
That's
That
a
just makes
given.
sense. That just
Yeah.
makes sense.
You're going to have a hard time.
Just a gorgeous ship.
It doesn't fit through the
Gorgeous
door
design.
without Solar Storm. Oh, wait. No. Pre-Solar Storm.
Pre-Solar
Gotcha.
Storm, yeah.
Okay, so from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
when
beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
It was.
Gorgeous.
It was a great design.
Yeah.
It had the side rudders.
Yeah.
It's
It made all the
it did.
sense.
It did make all
Makes
the sense.
all the sense.
Longtime listeners, if you are a fan of the show, you can find us on Twitter. Go with Shades and Sketch.
And you can.
I think it's actually just Shades and Sketch, not Go with.
Yeah.
Twitter is
Go with Shades and Sketches.
is our email.
At gmail.com.
Twitter is at
At
Shades and Sketch. And if you would like to tell Sketch how much you appreciate him and his views and his sketchy theories, you can tweet him at Go4Sketch.
And if you want to wish Shades a happy New Year, you can tweet him
Oh,
at
that
Go
was-
for Shades.
I would appreciate that.
Right?
Yeah, you can email the show at gowithshadesansketch@gmail.com.
And that one actually is Go
Yes,
with Shades
it
and
is.
Sketch at gmail.com. Yep. And we're on the Facebooks, because you got to be.
And you can, of course, if you'd like to take a more active role in shaping the future of the show, you can become a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/shadesansketch. We offer polls, exclusive content. We let you shape the future of episodes by doing episode voting. And we're working hard for you over there.
And once again, this episode proof that you shape it, because this episode came about directly
and
from
would have been a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, we were just in a giving.
We were in a giving mood,
holiday spirit
but
mood.
Coming soon.
Whoa! Here we go
to Patreon.
Yes,
our big deep dive into the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I gotta.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
but
it's coming. It's coming. We got a whole.
I am gleefully looking forward to that.
And guys, as we wrap up 2019 here,
whew,
what a year!
What a year!
What a year it's been.
This is a big year for geeking out.
And
with
listen,
Shades and Sketch.
We know, guys. We know. Rise of Skywalker came out.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do Rise of Skywalker?
We're gonna get there.
We're giving people time to see it.
Yeah.
You know how
no
many
spoilers.
You know how many people say to me, Sketch, I can't listen to that episode till I see the movie. Okay, we're giving you some time.
No spoilers.
Because you know we're gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's coming up. Don't worry.
We know. Yeah. We're getting there.
Just be patient.
We're obviously gonna do. We can't.
We're still talking Last Jedi. We got to finish with that
we
one.
We never did Force Awakens.
No, but we kind of talked about it a little bit with Last Jedi. So
yeah,
I think
we talked at length about how much we preferred Rise of Force Awakens.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see where JJ brings it back to.
Yeah. See where we land on Rise of Skywalker.
Will they retcon all of Last Jedi? Will Luke Skywalker magically be alive? Will the whole thing have been a Force-induced fever dream? We'll find out.
Yeah, we already have found out.
Send us your theories.
Yeah, they've already seen it.
Yeah, but right in. Send us your
Lots
theories.
of them have seen it.
Oh yeah. This will air after.
My favorite part was when it was revealed that Chewbacca was actually Darth Plagueis all along.
All along. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah. They hinted at it in Solo. If you paid very close.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah. I missed that. It was not paying attention during Solo.
Gotta pay close attention to these things.
I'm just every time they show an image of Lando piloting the Falcon, I just feel so happy for him.
Yeah, I'm happy you got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I in retrospect, I feel terrible for End of Jedi now, where he got it back and he had to give it back to Han.
He dinged it up.
But also then had to leave it again.
I always assume Lando went back to Cloud City and kind of took it back over, but he might not have. Maybe they'll address that.
Maybe
they did address that.
Maybe
in Rise of Skywalker.
I bet they. I hope they did.
Yeah,
I hope
they probably didn't.
And the big reveal: will and elderly Hayden Christensen be reprising Anakin Skywalker?
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Did it happen? Did it not? Who knows?
We'll tell you all about it.
Either way, we're right and wrong.
Yep.
It did not happen and was glorious.
Yes. Absolutely. So, guys, we got that coming up in 2020. We got a big Titans episode coming up in 2020 because we're your go-to Titans podcast.
We are.
And we just got a whole slew of stuff coming out.
But before that happens, we will be taking a brief hiatus. This will be our last episode until February. We'll be back in February of 2020.
So that's a very brief hiatus.
Very brief hiatus.
Other podcasts.
Yeah. So. But we may be taking some brief season breaks.
Yep.
And let's just call it season 2. Sure.
Season 2.
Season 2, 2020.
Go 2.0.
Yeah. To the future.
To the future.
Go to the future.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's sit on that.
And we'll see you
in 2020.
Woo!